Some of you have been asking to see my work, so I thought that I would do a before and after for you. These clients live in a Victorian row house, and so their dining room was on the lower level. There is a window, a little bay window, but the room doesn't get a ton of light. So as you can see, the walls were a very dark red, so that contributed to the dark feeling. The floor was a black and white tile, not bad, but they wanted something lighter and brighter, and this is where they have all their meals. So they wanted it to be a place where they felt comfortable spending time, maybe bringing their laptop down, maybe reading paper, you know, that kind of thing. So more of a breakfast room feel. So we went for an English breakfast feel concept. The renovation-y thing that we did was replace the floor with sort of a sandstone, limestone thing to lighten it up and kind of make things a little calmer. We also did some futzing around with the radiator covers in the bay window. Anyway, as you can see here, much lighter and brighter. The wallpaper is by Thibaut. We put in a stripy Gabay rug. The dining table is by Jonathan Charles. The fabric on the two dining chairs is Duralee. The little settee, oh, isn't that such a cute settee? That is by Julian Chichester. And we put a little writing desk in the corner, also by Julian Chichester. So as you can see, quite a transformation. And the clients were so excited because now they spend all sorts of time down there. They read the paper, they do all sorts of things. So it was a really fun project. Here is another before and after for you. These clients moved into their house with the furniture that they had, obviously. And so the dining room was a big focal point. We just did not know, they did not know what to do here. So as you can see, the walls here and throughout the house were this very depressing sort of dark, yellowy, beigey color, very heavy, very sad. And the light fixture was a disaster. So they are very light and bright people. They love color, but they like things to be light and bright. So first thing we did was paint the walls white, which is not my usual default, but we did it here, and very happily they went with our rug suggestion, which was a real risk, but it is a kind of a needlepoint cheetah looking rug. It's pretty amazing. Then we brought in the color via the drapes, these beautiful green Schumacher drapes with a black and white tape trim to make them a little interesting. The chairs, the host chairs, are covered in a Schumacher fabric. That tall china cabinet is from Restoration Hardware, I believe, and as you can see, we mixed the woods so that it didn't look too matchy, so that it didn't look like a set, you know what I mean? The table was made by this company in England that makes furniture to look like antiques. And the chairs, believe it or not, are from Wisteria. Are they still around? And we reupholstered the seats with a very sturdy, stain-resistant fabric since they have kids. Now, we had a lot of walls to fill, so we took a large Schumacher wallpaper panel and made a little picture frame molding. Our contractor made a little picture frame molding around it, and so we put that up on the wall as though it were a piece of art. So we're delighted with it, but more importantly, the clients love it. So that was that dining room project. Here is a before and after for you, and this one is of a family room. So as you can see, the family room is very nondescript. Heavy red oriental rug, bricks around. Oh, Henry the setter. You know, the room, all the furniture was pushed to the sides of the room. It's a long, narrow room, and it's a thoroughfare. This is right between, you have to go through this room to get from the living room to the kitchen. So it was this funny space. The TV is here, but nobody would spend time in this space because it felt like a hallway. So the client was English, and she wanted this to feel more English. She wanted it to feel more gardeny. Now you'll see there is one huge double window looking out onto this beautiful garden. I mean, beautiful garden. And it wasn't getting any play. You know, I mean, there was a sofa right in front of it. There was nowhere to sit to watch TV, really. Didn't make any sense. So first thing we did was put up some wallpaper. And I feel like family rooms, living rooms, these days, those are the final frontiers as far as wallpaper goes. We're getting more comfortable wallpapering powder rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, but the really public spaces, you know, hard to sell. She bought it. It was awesome. So we did this light and airy blue and white wallpaper on the walls, and then we cut the room in half because there was no way to watch TV from the other end of this shoebox, you know, this long, narrow room. So we put the sofa right in the middle so that there was, and created a cozy seating area in front of the fireplace where you could also sit and watch TV. This had the added advantage of opening up that double window so you can really see the beautiful garden. So we did that on that side. And then behind the sofa, we put a beautiful console table, a little chest in the corner with a little chair. That is the part of the room that people are walking through. So it's okay to have some floor space. You just want pretty things to look at while you go by. The chest also very handy for storing things like linens and things like that because the kitchen's nearby. So anyway, family room transformation, wallpaper comes to the rescue. Something I forgot to mention, this was a pandemic project. We did all of this remotely, all of it. So we sent her things, she had a binder, we did the presentation via Zoom, and the first time I saw it in person was when we went to photograph it. I was a little bit nervous that morning, but isn't that amazing what's possible through, Zoom and FaceTime and everything else? It was quite amazing. Anyway, client loved it, we loved it, everyone was happy. Here is a before and after for you. And in this one, we really embraced the small size of a bedroom. So here's the bedroom before. This client had just moved in here. And as you can see, this room is not huge. We actually flipped things around. The bedroom was supposed to be upstairs, but we did something else upstairs. And so she wanted to make this much smaller room her bedroom. There is not a lot of space. I mean, you've got a dresser, you've got the bed. That's about it. And you also have this funny little window up on the wall. So instead of trying to pretend that this room is bigger than it is, we embraced it and made it quite dark. So we filled in that funny little window because she wanted to keep the headboard, it was kind of new, so we totally understood that. And so we filled in that window. We had our painter fill in the window, paint over it. Counterintuitive? Yes, absolutely. But what else were we going to do there? It was this dumb little window, not centered in the room, faced a building, didn't let in any light anyway. It was really a problem. We thought about doing a canopy. That's what I would have done. But this was a really great solution, I think. Now, by painting the walls super dark, this really dark, rich, greeny teal color, you can't see the corners very well when you do a dark color like that. And so it actually can make the room feel a little bit more expansive than if you painted it a light color and you see all the shadows and you can see the lines, and you can see everything that's going on. So painted it a super dark color, and then this Roman shade on the windows is amazing. The fabric is from Pierre Frey, and we just made it into a scene. We just made the window the focal point of the room. It's one double window facing the street. She rarely raises this Roman shade, sometimes to get light, but she's in here at night, and so she's really not gonna raise it much. So beautiful, scenic, single Roman shade there. So embrace your small room, paint it a dark color.